We are live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Saturday night. Welcome back to the Red Cup Review. We are joined here by an old friend that we haven't been with in a year. It's like the anniversary that he comes back to join us. What's going on, Lord Vader? How you been?
Oh, it's been a pleasure, man, and we are honored we could join you.
Lord Vader runs Darth Castle DCX on was once YouTube, now is on Periscope, and you're on like 20 other things, right?
And Twitch at DTH Castle.
Nice. There you go. So Go catch him, subscribe to him. Most of the people that watch the show kind of subscribe to him already anyway. And here we go. We got Baz back with us. Baz has been on a little bit of a hiatus. What's up, Baz?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
How's it going? How's the last few weeks been treating you?
I've been doing night shift, so my sleep is a little friggin' off. I'm a little Walking Dead. Yeah.
All over the place, huh?
Yeah.
Quick shout outs to the live crew. Live crew. Noble Young with the hieroglyphs. What's up? Craig Brooks Day. Hey, unless that's a new name for you, I don't remember seeing you around, but welcome. Thank you for joining us. Joseph M. And Jay Belk. What's going on, James? How's it going? James Belk was the first person to receive some Red Cup stickers.
Where's my stickers, Belk? Where's my stickers?
What stick is that? Arf, arf. All right, so we're going to start the show off with collectibles. Has anybody picked anything up? Is there anything you guys got pre-ordered or waiting for? We're going to start off with Thor.
Well, I haven't been on a while, so I did pre-order that Asajj Ventress, a couple weeks ago. And I don't know how you guys feel about customs, but I can show you.
We're gonna have to flash this real quick because we can't do customs on this, but I will flash it real quick.
Oh, okay, all right. This is
look at that, awesome.
It's a Darth Nihilus I got coming.
Nice.
So, because I got the same guy that made this Darth Revan back here. So,
nice, very cool. We could sneak that in. We're not doing we can't do the customs.
No, that's cool. No, that's cool.
We got going on with Sideshow and stuff, but I will flash that. So for those that just kind of saw that, bang.
So that's about what I got going on.
that's pretty big deal, I would say, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Baz, what do you got? Anything coming? Anything coming in? Got what?
I got the Aquaman coming soon. Mezco.
Nice. The Mezco Aquaman. Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
How come you don't have it yet?
He hasn't shipped out yet. Cable shipped yesterday. For some reason, I'm not getting it until Tuesday. So I got Cable coming in on Tuesday. That review will be up by the weekend. I'm going to try to get it up by Wednesday night if at all possible. And then Aquaman will be shipping probably on Monday. And then actually he's not, because I'm not getting Aquaman right. You're probably gonna have him before me because I'm getting Aquaman through the collector zone, and he's in Mexico for a week, so I'm not gonna get that until that's not gonna ship out until like the 21st to 22nd because he's on vacation over there. So whatever, it is what it is. Thanks for the flash though. What's up, Vader? What's up?
What's up, Edwin? How you doing, bro?
Very cool stuff. What do I have coming? I don't have any. I have a bunch of shit on pre-order that I've spoken about 100 times over already. I just did the review on the Freddy Mezco. Obviously, the cable's coming in, and I had to get rid of my Batman statue from Tweeterhead, and I'm waiting on a replacement for that. And that's it. That's all I got so far coming. And we're still waiting on that fucking hot toy of Superman that was supposed to come out last October.
Which one? Justice League?
Yeah, man. It's ridiculous the way they delay this shit. It really is. It's fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take a look at collectibles. We're gonna move it right along and get into new stuff that was released and all that good stuff. So let's get into some screen sharing. And bang, we're gonna start off with Sideshow. We have something to show for Mezco too, but we'll start off with the Sideshow page here. And here we go. I wanted to click on this because I thought this was really awesome. Although I don't need a Mr. Freeze art print, but I just think that this is.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
that's a really dope art print, and when it glows in the dark too. So when it's dark, you get that.
Oh wow, that is cool. I didn't know about that. How much is that?
It's $100 bucks, and then I think 300 framed or 250 framed, something like that.
Frame it yourself.
Yeah, go to Michael, get you one of these $20 frames.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But it is really nice though, and I mean this is like the one time where I'll say that like $100 for an art print might be worth it because of its size is massive, and it does have like the dual like glow in the dark thing, which is pretty dope.
And it's signed, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I love how they say it's signed though. It's authorized automated signature.
Oh yeah.
There's only 300 of these. This guy should have been able to sign these. Come on, it's ridiculous. And then you get your little, seal of authenticity from Sideshow. So yeah, it's pretty big art print.
I believe in the comics that Nora is actually alive again. She's back.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I think she's like,
yeah, I don't. Yeah. I really like art prints like this just to look at, but I'm such a bitch when it comes to like buying art prints because wall space is such a it's so scarce.
Yeah.
You know? So I got to be like super picky. So it's like I'm not the world's biggest Mr. Freeze fan, but this is a awesome art print. Like I love the story it's telling. And
what do you mean you're not the world's? You don't like Mr. Freeze?
No, the world's biggest Mr. Freeze. Like in other words, if I'm gonna get a Batman print like this, it's gonna be like
the Rogue Gallery
or of all the rogues.
Yeah, the Rogue Gallery.
Okay.
Something with this. I'm not just showcasing just Mr. Freeze. You know.
All right, but Mr. Freeze he's up there. He's like in the top echelon of Batman's villains. It's not like he's Killer Croc. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It's like,
and this backstory that Paul Dini from the animated series gave him just fleshes out that character even more, makes him like a tragic villain.
I love that. That's one of my favorite episodes from that whole series, the Heart of Ice.
Heart of Ice, yeah.
That's friggin' dynamite. All right, so we're gonna get off this.
Wow, I might have to pull the trigger on that one.
I wish they came in different sizes. Some of these things are just so friggin' big, like they're like posters, and it's like, look, I could do.
Yeah, what size is that? I'm sorry,
the size on that. It's massive. It's like, let's see, the size on this is 18 by 24 unframed.
That's too big. Huge. That's too big. Yeah.
22 by 28 with frame. That's freaking massive.
I like 11 by 18 or something like that.
Yeah, like comic books frame size, like right?
Yeah.
Like comic book size, or even like those prints we get from the cons and shit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the same size, the Mondo, because I got a Mondo Empire Strikes Back. That's the same size, yeah.
Yeah, like the ones that you get on, say, Fandango and shit, They give you the poster for buying tickets. Like, yeah, Mondo. Check out that Harley, man.
This one up here?
The Frank Cho. That's a Frank Cho designed Harley.
The one with the mallet?
Yeah.
140. Yeah, no, that's a nice price point. That's a really nice face sculpt.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't show the backside, but it's it's gonna be it's gonna be chunky coming from Frank Cho.
Craig says, what does everybody think of the new Mezco Popeye and Bluto set? Need Bluto, but got Popeye. Yeah, we're going to address that in a second. Once we get through this, we're going to jump to the Mezco stuff. I decided to start with Sideshow, unfortunately. But, yeah, we are definitely going to address that. Getting back to the Harley real quick. I like the simpleness of this. I really like the look, the expression. This looks good, man.
Yeah.
This is DC Collectibles. Yeah, it's DC Collectibles. That's cool. 140. They're starting to get up there, man. 120, 130. Now we're talking 140. It almost seems like these guys are raising like $10 a year. I don't know.
It's the extra booty. It's Frank Cho.
Yeah, I like Frank Cho's art though. Here's the big deal this week in the statue world.
That's the one, yeah.
We're gonna let Thor talk about this one.
Ooh, I didn't see this one. Holy shit!
Yeah, this is from a Jim Lee cover of Superman, and the big the drama with this was the bullets. It actually has like the bullets shooting at them. They did it Matrix style, but the problem is the bullets still have the casings on them, like which would be dispelled after, you know what I mean? After you shoot the gun, the casing would fly out, and the front of the bullet. So they got to fix that, unfortunately. But other than that, this thing is fantastic.
That's how like artists always draw. Like when like say like there's somebody shooting an arrow, they always put the arrow on the wrong side of the bow.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Oh God.
That's something that should not have been missed. I don't know how they're gonna do that though. They like be able to just replace all the bullets in here and reconfigure that. I don't know.
I mean, that should be an easy fix. Yeah, they're just gonna have to take the casings off, because people are already losing their minds on that.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
But that's like the only complaint that everybody. Other than that, it looks great.
Oh, it's awesome. Great action shot. The explosion looks amazing.
You get two heads. I think one of them is
angry. That's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to find the angry head.
Yeah, the heat.
This is something that I'm worried about here. This is funny how they focused on, like, take a look right here at the the matrix effect here.
Right
on this bullet. It almost looks like it's already bent.
Oh, yeah, that's what you mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's already starting to droop. So I wonder, like, how they would
And this is the prototype, yeah. Even the bullet looked like it's sagging a little bit too, yeah.
Wait, did they do that to the bullet? Maybe because the aesthetic, maybe because, like, just the bullet is gonna look kind of like shitty, like an actual bullet. It looks cooler, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
And there's your alternate portrait. Now, being that Thor is this big statue guy, right? The statue expert extraordinaire for tonight. Right? At $540, this is coming in at premium format prices. It does light up, but some of the new premium formats do. And this, obviously, it's a different company, right? Honorary Creations. I never even heard of that company before.
They do we call it anime stuff mostly. Now they're moving into DC pieces.
Okay. It's nice. It's 1/6 scale.
Ooh,
most 1/4 scales are this price, and 1/6 scale pieces are normally in like the $275 to $325 price range.
Right.
So, like, I know the tweeter heads don't have bases that look like this. I mean, this is a ridiculously awesome base. But the tweeter heads come in, like the tweeter head Superman is $240. This is more than double that, right?
Yeah. The XM is starting to make we call it a 1/6 scale DC line, because obviously Sideshow has the quarter scale license, and they're charging like $540. But to me, I like this Superman way better than the XM 1/6 scale. Does it justify the price? I don't think so. I'd rather have a quarter scale piece,
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I would only imagine, like, what would a quarter scale then from this company cost? Like,
probably another additional $200 at least.
At least. I know, like the quarter scale Bane is like $700, and that was from Sideshow. So
yeah.
Anyone check out Crisis? That flash scene almost felt a cry. Yeah, we're gonna be talking Crisis too soon. Shit, every time I fucking try to set the goddamn show up, you guys in the chat are like, "Hey, what about this?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's coming. It's all
right." All right, Rob's screen share for me.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, I want to show. Okay, so the bullet. This is how the bullet would look. It would be just be smaller, without the casing. This is the casing
right here on the on the what I'm looking at, the picture on the right, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, how would that work? How would that look?
Then the bullet would just be really small with the wobble effect off of it, and you probably wouldn't even see the bullet almost. You would just almost see the wobble effect. With
that's probably why they did it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's funny that they pointed that out. That's kind of cool, though, that guys were able to catch that shit. Like the bullet without the casing type thing. Well, whatever. Right back to the stream. Boom. I want to address this real quick. I know that Thor's not really much of a figure guy, but here's the new Sideshow Wolverine Baz, as opposed to the brown suit one. And I think he looks much better than the last one. His exclusives come with bone claws. A few people have asked me about this already. I think it's overpriced for what you're getting. But however, they're giving you, like, this is what's weird to me, right? Like, all right, here's the arm with the bone claws and the silver claws, and the actual claws are metal. Like, the actual claws themselves are metal this time. So that's kind of cool. They're bitching about the not coming with an alternate face sculpt. Now, he has, the arm detaches here, and he comes with this fully sculpted arm, like elbow this way, and he comes with bendable ones and fully sculpted arms this way, right? So what's kind of weird to me is that he comes with, like, look, he comes with posable arms, right? Because he's an action figure. And then he comes with arms that you can switch out that don't have the seams, see? Like swappable, non-articulated arms. So you can get rid of people that don't like seams. But then they did the same thing for the arms that's just straight away. And there's still the seam in the bicep joint. Like, to me, that makes no sense, because to me, if you're going to, like, bitch about figures having seams, you might as well just go to a statue level, because now these are unposable arms, and they're basically a statue.
But there's only one available bent arm, right? And one straightened arm.
Yeah, no, he comes with two. I think he comes with 2 bends and 2
Yeah.
straights. Hold
Okay,
on.
all right.
He comes with, what the hell is it? Okay, 1 pair of swappable hand plates with metal claws, 1 pair of sculpted shoulder armor, 1 pair of gauntlets, pair of fists, action hands, swappable hand plates without claws. All right, 2-part boots, swappable, 1 pair of swappable articulated arms, 1 pair of swappable non-articulated straight arms, and 1 pair of swappable non-articulated bent arms. So you get articulated and non-articulated of each. To me, that's just silly. They should have just gave you an alternate head sculpt and I don't know. To me, that, like, I buy these action figures, these 6-scale action figures, so I can pose them. I don't give a shit if their joints are exposed. That's what I would buy a statue for. Like, that's kind of weird. And he doesn't even come with a base, no base included. So they gave you all these extra swap out arms and no base to stand on. To me, that's kind of weird. You know,
He looks like the John Byrne Wolverine.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like him. I mean, I'm not going to get him because if I'm going to get a Wolverine like this, it's going to be in Mezco form. But I like it. But I just think it's kind of weird to give you those swappable arms, all these different swappable arms. And of course, people are going to bitch about anything because people just find always anything to bitch about. Whereas they could have gave you even a basic base and like a swap out face plates with like snarling looks or something. I don't know.
I think he looks great. He looks actually perfect.
I like the outfit. I like the fact that the outfit has the same look that the last Batman that they did. I guess it's like a new way they're tailoring the outfits, where they're a lot more form-fitting and kind of tighter to the body. Like,
yeah, Mezco needs to take notes.
Yeah, well.
So this is an action figure, not 6-scale.
You know, it's a 6 scale. This is a 6
scale.
scale. It's a 12-inch, I guess, like what a hot toy would be.
Right.
You know, something like along those lines. And I like the face sculpt on it too. So I like this. I like the way this one looks better than their brown version. I could totally say that though. Like, that's hook, line, and sinker for me. I think it's way better than their brown suit. What else? They got this cool $200 Batman. I love how they just add deluxe to everything to make it sound more important than it is. It's an Alex Ross, and I love Alex Ross. Alex Ross's style, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's nice. It's small. It's cool. The cape's blowing in the wind. I think it looks pretty dope, and it's got a nice little price point on it. Again, what is this? What's the size on this friggin' thing? What scale is this? It's 13 inches. So here you go. Now this doesn't compare to the Superman we just looked at.
Right.
But it's $200 and it's also in the same scale. You know, so if you were going to add, let's say, another $150 for the base, that would only make this $350. If you had like a ridiculous Batman base with it, right? That like lit up and shit, that would be $350. And even though the sculpt is better on the other one, is it $150 better of a sculpt? Maybe, but it's still the same size and made of the same materials and shit. It's something I wanted to point out.
Yeah, I think because of the light ups and the elaborate bases and everything, I think that's why they're trying to charge all that money.
Right.
You know.
Let's see what else is going on. You have Elrond. I don't know if we looked at him, but he looks like he's wearing a skirt, like a new the new Asmus Elrond.
He looks good.
He does.
Hey, live and let live, man.
He looks great.
What's funny here, though, in that this picture looks like, you know, when you get out of,
how does he walk?
You know, when you get out of a shower and you're just holding the towel. Right over the table? That's what I get.
Yeah.
That's what I see when I see this figure.
And he has to take a shit, which is the worst, because you take a shower and then you have to take a shit. You dirty yourself all over again.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Let's see. Well, what's the price? Alex Ross. I bet they make a Brandon Ralph Kingdom Come soups. That'd be cool.
I hope so.
$200, Rob. Oh, Nick Knack's watching too. What's up, Nick Knack?
What up, Nick Knack?
Freddie's in the fucking chat too. What's up, Fred?
What's up, Knack?
I try to balance between shouting out the chat and keeping up with actually keeping pace with all this shit we got to look at. Let's see what else we have here.
Don't keep pace with anything. Just relax, chill, slow it down.
Well, we have a lot of shit we got to talk about later on. That's why we got like a lot of. All right, I'm just going to come out and say this. This was Hot Toys' new release this week, and I don't like it at all. I think it looks. I don't like the design on this character's helmet. I think it looks like a predator face.
They can fly.
The Jet Trooper. These are the Jet Troopers. I'm not a fan of this look.
They can fly.
They can fly. Oh yeah, I know.
Come on, you gotta do it.
Yeah, God, no, because it took me a minute. I'm like, is he making fun of Finn? Is he? I'm also gonna take the ticker off. I'm tired of watching that shit scroll by. Anyways,
I think I want to like and subscribe for some reason.
yeah, right. Like and subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, like it already. I like the gun. The gun's cool looking. I'm sure I'm gonna like it in the movie. It's just I don't like the extra. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel as though that when they have all these different types of stormtroopers, like, and I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because the whole original idea behind Star Wars with Lucas was just to sell shit. I like the idea of just having the regular stormtrooper with a jetpack on. Like the whole idea of a jet trooper having completely different armor to me doesn't make sense. Like when they had different armor for like the short troopers and the guys that attacked the Echo base in Empire, to me that made sense because the outfits looked like they were ready for either like the different weather environments they were being deployed in. To me, this is like just a stormtrooper with a fucking jetpack on, so he shouldn't really look that much different. You know, that's like where my head comes from, but I know why they do shit like that though. You know. What do you think, Baz? Does figure design wise?
Wait, hold on. I was looking at something. All right. I don't know. I don't care. I don't like it too much. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the Sith ones. I like the Sith troopers. They're pretty cool.
Well, they have this in red too. They have the red Sith, Sith jet trooper.
Really?
Wow. So, and he comes with two different blasters, which I guess is kind of cool. Yeah, I guess he looks better in red.
He looks way cooler in red. Yeah.
My favorite new troopers are the ones from Rogue One.
Yeah, the short troopers.
The short troopers and even the Death Troopers.
Death Troopers are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, those were really cool designs. I hope they fly better than they can shoot. I'm not a stormtrooper, asshole. How fucking awesome was that? We'll get to that soon too. I absolutely love that. And I think that's it for like all the new sideshow shit that's been going on this week. Thor, any new statues and shit that are catching your eye that are actually like not so?
I've narrowed it down to Star Wars, so it's not other than the Ventress and the Emperor. There wasn't really.
I'm going to bring the Emperor up for a second. I know we talked about him like I think a week or two ago. What besides the pose, because you had explained that before we went live to me, like as far as the pose goes and for your display. I don't know. What do you think about this? Like, I feel as though that like in the Mythos line, it almost seems as though when you look at a Mythos statue, it has like a story to tell,
right? Yeah.
And like a whole, like your imagination runs wild right just from seeing the statue itself. To me, this just looks like the fucking Emperor is getting up and going, "Hey, I gotta stop that guy."
Yeah, I mean, it's really showing his power and what he can do. But like you said with the Mythos, if for them to do him, I was thinking they would do him maybe younger, maybe in like apprentice form or whatever. Because like usually all the myths, I got 3 of them. They're all things you haven't seen on screen. They're either from books or novels or something like that.
Right.
And this one, I think it looks great. Sculpted well, looks just like him. But like I was telling you, it won't fit what I'm trying to do here in my display. And one thing that bothers me about it too, like he's levitating, but yet whatever he's aiming at, he's aiming up. Like what would be above him if he's like the highest point of the bat? Like that kind of bothers me too,
Right. Yeah.
But he looks great. Another thing people are bitching about is that the outer cloak is mixed media. The inner cloak is sculpted. All the other ones, everything's sculpted on them. Even the Obi-Wan when he has a robe that's blowing in the wind.
Right.
All the rest of the Mythos statues are all fully sculpted. So,
what's your feeling about mixed media on statues versus fully sculpted?
You know what? It depends on the piece because this Iron Studios Vader, the cape is media and it works perfectly. Like, because you can, I had to work with it for a while. You got to kind of like make it look like it's in motion.
Right.
And some pieces, like the one next to it in the Darth Maul, those are fully sculpted and they pulled off, making it look like as if it's in motion, and they did it with sculpt. So to me, it's like a piece by piece basis, So I'm not opposed to media. I don't want the whole thing to be like, I like how they did this, because to me, when they do too much media, you kind of lose the reason to get in the statue. You want to see the sculpt, you want to see, the artwork of it, and a lot of times the media, if it's full media outfits, to me, it kind of hides the sculpt, and like you don't get to see that art aspect of it, So
you would prefer something that's all sculpted?
Like I said, I wouldn't mind like a cape media, that wouldn't bother me. But like I need to see like underneath,
Right.
the sculpt in there. But like the whole thing media, I wouldn't like that. No.
Right. I know that, like, again, I'm very new to the statue game. The idea that, like, on a Batman figure, sometimes when you get a Batman and the cape is sculpted and they got him in like a crouch position like this, the cape is covering up what's underneath. Maybe I want it blowing up like over his shoulder so you could see the rest of the body. You could at least see the bat symbol or something like that. You know what I mean? So I like the idea of being able to take the cape and kind of
the cape. It works with the cape to me. When they do media.
Right.
So,
all right, let's get off this and go to.
The hell is that?
Oh, people keep messaging me, man.
Oh.
I mean groups, and they just alert. Oh, there you go.
All right, so here we go. Somebody just asked about this a little while ago. This is a non-Mezco exclusive. This is the 2-pack, so you're gonna be able to get this anywhere. This is the Popeye and Bluto Stormy Seas Ahead. So they found another way to give you an even different Popeye, which I think is awesome, in a different suit. And here's Popeye. Here's Bluto. He looks great. They got multiple head sculpts. He's big, man. So you got this Popeye, which is now the original Popeye had him in an all blue outfit. Now this one mixes his all white outfit and his blue outfit together, which is pretty cool. Yeah, right. See, so there you go. That's them standing next to each other. And Popeye's the size of your standard Mezco figure at 6 inches. So Bluto's got to wind up being like at least 8.5, I want to say, probably, with them standing up straight, which is pretty cool. He's big. They'll probably use that for their Hulk base. If they ever do a Hulk figure, that is. All right, look here. He's huge, right?
Yeah.
Guys, what do you think? Bluto's right up your alley, bro.
Yeah, your kid used to say I was Bluto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love. It's excellent, but I can't go all in. It's just too much. There's just too many lines I'm involved with, and
you already have. Yeah, look, there's the beat up Bluto face.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, the smoke is added, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I was like, what?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you?
That's great. How much is it? Wait, how much is the whole set?
$165.
That's not that bad, actually.
No, especially for an oversized figure. And I want to get to the part where they come with all their extras. All right, but Popeye has his rain jacket. So he has a rain hat and a rain jacket. He has a beat up face this time with 2 different head sculpts in the beat up face. And he comes with all the regular shit he normally comes with the blue, to match his duffel bag matches his outfit here. And Bluto comes with, looks like a real metal kettlebell, a real metal wrench, a gaff hook, and 2 interchangeable heads and the hat.
I would say if you missed out on getting the first 2 Popeyes, then this is the one for you. Just get this and you're set.
This is a no-brainer. This is an absolute no-brainer. One thing I'm a little kind of like, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on Bluto's base, even though it makes sense in the scheme of things. That's the same base that that Popeye basically comes with. So it's like you're really just putting him on a recycled Popeye base. That's kind of whack. But he is getting his own base. Freddie, yeah, I'm loving that Bluto. Looks like
he said Pluto. Pluto is the dog from Disney.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Yeah, exactly. For the price point and the accessories, it's pretty friggin' awesome. I thought about getting it for review purposes if I can get it a little cheaper than retail, because I'm probably going to wind up selling it afterwards anyway, and I don't really want to take too much of a loss on having to buy shit just to review it and sell it, only to enjoy it for like a week.
I think they changed his name actually sometime around the 60s to Brutus. Remember?
Yes. So he went from Bluto to Brutus, right?
Yeah. So this is the original name. That might have been to not step on Disney's toes with Pluto. See how people get that mixed up?
Yeah. Well, he's Bluto here. So what's in the movie? He was Bluto, right? What was
I think so. Yeah.
Bluto, movie. He was Bluto. I think so.
There were like cartoons like in the 60s that they made, and he was Brutus in that. Those are the ones with the Sea Hag.
Right.
And,
yeah, I remember those.
And what was that character? It was like, I love Popeye. I love Popeye. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Alice Lagoon?
Yeah, Alice Lagoon. Exactly.
Yeah.
So in those cartoons he was called Brutus.
Right.
Yeah.
The I don't know. So, fucking write a consensus in the chat. Should I buy this shit to fucking review it eventually? I didn't get the Pennywise. I just threw an order in for the Gambit figure yesterday. And I can already tell you guys straight up that he's not going to have an articulated waist. He's going to have the same issue that the Wonder Woman has with the non-waist articulation. Speaking of which, though, Baz, what do you think of that Wonder Woman, even though she's limited on the articulation?
No, I love her. She's friggin' beautiful.
Yeah, I like her too, man. I think that everybody's out of their fucking damn minds.
I've got her in a nice pose. I got her like friggin' swinging the axe, and she's got the shield, already. So
good to go, right?
Yeah.
What else do you need? Real quick, I want to screen share one more time just for someone that's in the chat right now. Something I thought was really cool, and then we're gonna get on to like news of the week and shit. Share, and then bang, take a look at this. And the caption on this was Red Cup review live at 7 East Coast. Tune in for good times, right? Then he wrote somewhere else. This is what happens when you watch and don't subscribe.
That's funny.
You give him a Bronx beatdown.
He's pointing to him too. That's I like that.
James just bought the Freddy from me that I just reviewed. So I wound up selling it too.
It looks like he's got two right hands.
Yeah, no, he put the. I was gonna say that he put the wrong. He was giving himself the lefty backhand. You know what I'm saying? The strength. But anyways, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And all right, gentlemen, on to the wonderfulness that was this week in pop culture and all things related and wonderful. What did you guys think of The Mandalorian last 2 weeks?
The fifth episode, it was okay. It felt kind of like a filler, you know what I mean? But the thing that intrigued me was at the end, who was that visited the body of the bounty? You know what I mean? So we didn't find that out this week. This week was my absolute favorite episode because I don't know, you know me, I like Sith Lords and all that kind of stuff. I think all that started from Skeletor.
Right.
So like that made me love like grimy people. Like if you notice, the grimier somebody is, the funnier they are. And this episode was full of them. I mean, the whole everybody. You know what I mean? And it was and I love stuff where everybody's like a specialist. Everybody's got a role. You're the pilot, you're the whatever. And this was like real tactical type of stuff. And man, it was good to see. What was my man Clancy Brown? Yeah, too. I was like, man, that's Clancy Brown. And this was fantastic. I love this episode. You had action, and then you just see how sharp the Mandalorian is, not just in physical, but like how he outsmarts people, and still stayed calm the whole time, had it out, everything under control. And the guy even had my guy Bobby from Sons of Anarchy on there. I was like, wow, So I love it.
Laura goes, what did she say? When Bobby showed up, she goes, wow, this guy doesn't even try to act anymore. It's just
no, I mean, but he acted just like he did on Sons, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm actually, for some reason, the chat, the comments froze on my end, so I can't look at them. So I'm looking them off the phone. So if I don't get to say what's up to somebody, if they ask me something, you're gonna have to give me a minute because I'm like.
You had some cool name drops in there, like with Bill Burr's character. He mentioned Gungans.
Yeah,
right. He mentioned Gungans. He mentioned Canto Bite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clancy Brown's character was actually a Devorian, which was that devil-like character from the first Star Wars in the Cantina. Yeah,
that was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. I like me and Tommy T. Baz used to talk about movies have an inherent coolness when there's like a group of dudes that have to like come together to do something.
Blade 2.
Like, Blade 2. That's Blade 2. So yeah, if I'm gonna rewind the tables and get back to the episode before then. First of all, episode 4 was like an episode of Xena or Hercules: The Legendary Journey. So I liked it a lot because of that. I liked a lot of things in it, but it did feel less produced than the other episodes. Obviously, after this fucking last episode, you can see why.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then you got the episode after that. The problem I had. And that episode was chock full of little fan things too, like when the Mandalorian ship comes in, right when it enters the space of Tatooine, they show you the ridge that Luke and Obi-Wan were standing on when they were talking. So there was that. Then he's obviously sitting in Han's seat with his feet up, kind of cool. The droids are running the bar. We don't want droids in the bar. So I thought all that stuff was really cool. But to me, what took me out of it was two things. Number one, the Tracy Ullman wannabe with the Sigourney Weaver alien jumpsuit and hair. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. And I was like, Tracy Ullman's now doing fucking Star Wars. But so there was that. And the fact that I didn't think the characters looked dirty enough, like the especially the guy that was wet behind his ears, the other bounty hunter, it looked like his outfit was too clean to be on Tatooine. Everybody looked a little too polished. And it kind of took me out of the atmosphere of like, all right, they're rolling around in the sand and this fucking.
That was the Space Guido.
Yeah, exactly. So
I was like, when he showed up, I was like, what this guy is from Mars Park. I was like, what's he doing in Tatooine? And I found out he's Bobby Cannavale's son.
Yeah.
The actor from Vinyl. He's in The Irishman.
Is that his son?
Yeah, that's his son.
Holy shit. Where's the fucking bug guy? Because she loves that guy.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
Space Guinea.
Yeah, there you go. Space Guinea. And then in the last episode, staying on that episode, who do you guys think the person was that kneeled down to check over the body of that bounty hunter, the girl bounty hunter?
I'm hoping Boba Fett, but
I was thinking that.
That's what I heard.
That was sick. Especially since it's Tatooine. That's a dead giveaway.
Perfect sense that it would be him at 5, and not that he was like being digested for 5 years or whatever. The cape was down to the floor, so it was a different outfit. Obviously, he would be in a new outfit because his old one was probably all fucked up.
Right.
I don't know. If I was writing it, I would wait until the end of this season or just drop hints, and then the cliffhanger to next season would be Boba Fett going after him. And knocking off fucking Mandalore. Because Boba Fett, I recently just found this out, and I'm like, I feel like the fucking new guy like on the job. Like I'm a Star Wars fan that just found this out. Boba Fett's not a fucking Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, he's not.
Right. So him and his father stole that look. They stole the outfits and shit. And I'm guessing like their whole style was kind of ripped off. If that's the case, and he's still the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy, could he be like the bounty hunter that hunts the fucking Mandalorians or something crazy like that? I just think that would be fucking awesome.
He might be working for that guy who, this character we haven't seen yet. He's the actor from Breaking Bad. Big
Brother Almighty. Yeah.
The dude who owned Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yeah. I heard that he's not going to come into like the very end either. He's going to be like their little, snippet to get into the next season, which they already started filming the next season, but I don't know if it's going to come out next year or not. Like, do you guys know when it's dropping at all?
I think they're probably gonna make sure.
They're
gonna make sure it comes out next year.
me and Baz have had this discussion numerous times where it seems like when these shows are 22 episodes long, you get a lot of filler episodes, and it kind of brings down the overall quality to a show.
Right.
And then when you get shows that are only 8 episodes long that are this fucking good, it's almost like, wow, it's over. 2 more episodes and it's done.
Right.
So I think that they really gotta beef it up to like maybe 10 at least to 13 episodes.
I could deal with 10. I don't think they need 10. To go past. Yeah,
10 is a sweet spot. Yeah.
Like it gives you a chance to have an awesome episode, or even like the episodes that aren't that awesome are still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where they're not just like, okay, this is a shitty episode, I don't even need to fucking watch this. You could kind of move on from there, and just have like more quality over.
I just wonder we ever gonna see his face.
I don't think you're gonna see it this season. I don't think we should even see it this season. It would be cool if he gets hunted down by Boba Fett and Boba Fett.
That's gonna be sick, dude. If they do that, I'm gonna lose.
Do an episode like in Daredevil when he was chained and Frank Castle was talking to him on the Boba Fett and him are doing that with each other. That would be awesome. Okay, so there's that. So we're hoping it's Boba Fett. I'm hoping it's like a character I don't think they would have shown that without it being somebody we weren't either awaiting or familiar with. You know what I'm saying? If it's just a new character.
Dude, they friggin' bait you all the time with these things, man. Come on. How many times have you been disappointed? Come on.
Yeah, no, true. But you know what? I think that this would be a really big missed opportunity otherwise. This is a big missed opportunity if they don't utilize him for the second season.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like same thing in Arrow. Arrow had a great first season, and the second season was awesome because they had Deathstroke fucking hunting them every episode. And as you go, they have the same thing with Boba Fett hunting the Mandalorian. Everyone wants to see that face off anyway. Okay, so
yeah, because you have the danger of like this character, the Mandalorian, becoming actually surpassing Boba Fett in popularity just because we're seeing more of him.
Right.
We've gotten Boba Fett is really popular, but he hasn't done much. Except in the expanded universe. But how many people read the comics or the novels? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I would like to see Boba Fett more fleshed out. He's the first.
A lot of people were arguing in George's shop saying that the Boba Fett the Mandalorian is like the new fucking guy on the block, and he's awesome, and he's overtaking Boba Fett. And some guys like, oh, you're out of your fucking mind. And
James, hold on, James Belk, read his fucking comment.
I can't share anybody's fucking comment.
All right, dude.
This shit.
James Belk, maybe Boba Fett finally removes his helmet to reveal his identity as Jeffrey Epstein. Yo, comment of the year, okay?
I can't fucking bear it, man. Oh, God, the fucking chat froze on the side of this damn thing here, man.
Oh, man. The awards are coming early.
We would be sharing that. That would get comment of the week right there. I think that that they're like guys are like, oh, you're out of your mind. Boba Fett will never be taken over, and it's like, look, dude, I love Boba Fett too. He's like my favorite character, but it comes down to this. Like, I was trying to ask my son this, and we all became Boba Fett fans when we were like 8 years old, right? Like around that 5 to like 10, we all became Boba Fett fans. But why? Right? He's got the coolest fucking design, right, ever. Like, the only other person that comes close to him in design is Darth Maul, as far as just straight up look goes. And Grayson's like, Dad, he's got a jetpack and a flamethrower. And I was like, all right. And he's got a grappling hook, and he's got all this other crazy shit, So he's like a bad guy Batman bounty hunter with a cool outfit and shit.
Yo, he was doing the Mandalorian was doing some Batman shit, bro.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. There you go.
Nice. That's coming out of the Sarlacc pit, right?
That's it's the barge scene before he goes in. Yeah,
they did him wrong in that movie, man.
Yeah,
they did him wrong.
Well, Lucas claims he didn't know how popular he was, so he was like, "Oh, really?" So.
Yeah, we know. The same reason why they had to fucking hem every other Sith Lord, because they had to make Anakin, the bitch ass, look cooler than everyone else, because they made characters that were way cooler than him. I fucking spin around and pick one, and not Darth Vader. We're talking Anakin here.
No.
Around and point, and it's like, wow, Count Dooku's really cool. Well, we got to shortchange him. Darth Maul's the fucking coolest guy ever. Well, he can't be as cool as Vader. Get rid of his ass. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
That was a good scene, bro. When Anakin takes out Dooku. That was
awesome. It was a cool scene. It just seems as though that you get so little of Dooku at the end of Attack of the Clones, and then you only get him in the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. That's the problem I have with the prequels too, is that I think they should have just stuck with one bad guy or maybe two bad guys the way they did in the original trilogy.
I agree with that.
Only reason why Count Dooku is as awesome as he is because it's Christopher Lee, and whenever he's on the screen, time moves slower because you're so wrapped up in how he portrays his characters.
Yo, Attack of the Clones, he soloed he took on Anakin, he took on fucking Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Yeah, word.
So, yeah. What the hell, man?
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
I think he had enough fun.
He did fine. I think that you should have gotten, like, every time I mention this, people go watch the Clone Wars, and it's like, I'm just talking about the movies, man.
Right.
We can sit here, like, a lot of people think that, like, for this new movie, they're going to do some kind of time travel shit because it was introduced in Rebels.
No, that's not happening.
They don't write these movies for the Star Wars movies aren't written for the Star Wars hardcore fans. Does that make sense? Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
But it's written for general audiences so that everyone can enjoy them. And then,
now it's written for Twilight fans.
Well, stop. Fucking stop.
Twilight fan.
Ray is Bella with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So this last episode of Mandalorian,
everyone loves the fucking Mandalorian. That's like the bridge.
Yeah, no, dude, it was fucking excellent, man. It was, and it's so funny that what's his face, the comedian.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, yeah. It's so because Bill Burr I listen to his podcast all the time, and all he does is trash nerds.
Yeah.
And all he does is fucking comic book readers, and he's like, look, if you're over the age of fucking 12 and you still read comic books, you need to give it up and all this shit. And he's like doing it in a funny way. He doesn't really attack the fandom, but here he is now in a fucking now people are going to be swarming him. Everyone's a Star Wars fans, and he'd be like, "Oh shit, it's this character now." It's like anybody.
He literally just met what's his name, Favreau, at a party, and Favreau was like, "Hey, why don't you be in the Mandalorian or something? Why don't you do something with me?" And then Bill Burr asked his wife about it. She's like, "Yeah, do it."
Oh, and that was it, right?
Yeah, that was it. It was just like one of those Hollywood meetings, That's
crazy.
At a party.
He sold it, man. I liked it. I liked that he sold it. They gave him good dialogue, and I liked that they let him be Space Bill Burr, kind of.
Yeah, he's Space Bill. He was a dick.
Yeah, I like that. A fucking phone. I like that.
That part where he was asking the Mandalorian about his mask, how you would take it off, and then he gave the nod to the Devorian to fuck with him, And then remember when he was handling Baby Yoda and he pretended to drop him?
Oh that was being a dick, man.
He was like a neighborhood dick, like somebody from the neighborhood a bully that you had to eventually, that always fucked with you, that you eventually had to pop in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, I like when he said maybe you Sagungan, man. I was dying.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good, man. The outfit that he had that had the gun pop up over his shoulder, that was cool. Out of his backpack, it made him gave his character something a little extra. That Grayson was kind of going crazy over that.
Who's Nick?
I don't know. Nick. I have no idea. I can't police the chat, guys. So if anyone's watching the chat, I'm going to rely on my usual crew to police the chat if they can. Nick made a double comment. That's fine. Never seen him here before, but that's cool. If he's asking people to go buy the Sideshow Batman, he says, because it's probably the best figure he's ever seen. It looks awesome in person. But I just need everybody to keep an eye on the chat because I'm watching it on my phone right here and paying attention to doing the chat. So I can't, if someone's trolling, I can't report anybody. The chat's frozen on my screen. I liked all the characters. The girl who was the Twi'lek was actually from Game of Thrones. She was the one that took the kid in the wheelchair to go meet the Beyond the Wall or some shit. You remember Hodor, the girl, and him? She was the girl that was with him, the little scuzzy girl. She played that part.
Who was her brother? I was trying to figure that out.
Oh, the actor? I have no idea.
Yeah, I was
I've never seen him before. Maybe we've seen him before. He seemed, he was all right.
That was the first time we've seen a male of that species, correct?
No, what's his name? Jabba's guy. He was a Twi'lek too.
In the movies?
Bib Fortuna. He's a Twi'lek.
He is a Twi'lek.
What?
Yeah, he's a Twi'lek.
Oh, he had his shit wrapped around his neck, though.
It just sometimes they form different. You know what I mean? He's a Twi'lek also.
That's cool.
You saw he had the sharp teeth like they had.
Yeah, that was cool.
See, you learn something every day.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, hey, hi. Oh, I got a little man hanging out back here, but because of the whole nonsense with what is it? Hi. Everyone Grayson says hi, but he has to if you're gonna see him, you gotta see him on Facebook because of the whole bullshit.
Yeah. Hey Grayson.
Everyone says what's up. Darth Castle says what's up, pal. Yeah, just yell, hey, what's up? Yeah. Hi. He's in the background going, hi. All right, so what else? I thought it was well done. I thought it was cool as hell. It almost turned into an episode of when the lights were flashing. It reminded me of Aliens a little bit.
That was cool.
Was
cool, man.
In the dark and shit. That shit was mad cool. People in the chat say what's up, buddy. Just so you know. I don't know. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Rob, hold on. I got to back out and come back in.
All right. So I don't know when he left the device in his pocket, and he was like, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
Yeah, that's what I meant. With him being sharp, man, he was on top of it. Everything he had thought out. Even when they locked him up, he didn't lose it. Like, okay, I know what I got to do. You know what I mean? So it was. I was just more concerned about Baby Yoda. I was like, no, man, don't let these guys get away with Baby Yoda, man.
Yeah, no. When they bounced and left him locked up, I says, "Are these guys gonna really leave
Yeah.
and go back to that?" And he's gonna have to go and find them now and go tracking down the
Right. Yeah. Then the droid is trying to kill Baby Yoda. I'm like, oh man, come on.
What do you guys think about this? I've seen a little bit of backlash, very little though, over what they're calling flavor of the week, or story of the week, like they're serials almost. Whereas as opposed to, we know that there's an overarching story, but it's very much in the background, and it seems like the adventures of him and Baby Yoda on a week-to-week basis, as opposed to like just focusing on hurry up with the Baby Yoda story already. Like, what do you guys think of that? Like the story structure.
I think everything's going to have is going to be under scrutiny. You know, you're going to have people complain about everything, but I think overall this series is well received and well liked, and fans and critics alike like the series. I think it's fine. You've had your odd episode that's kind of like filler. You know, the past 2 episodes before this one, I was like worried. Yeah, I didn't like either of them. But this one just blew my fucking mind.
Yeah,
I was like cheering. Going. Yeah, I was like,
right.
So involved. So
this
was
episode would have been fine as a standalone movie, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
The first half hour of the movie, him assembling the team, and then the next hour playing 10 little Indians, just knocking them off. You know,
I felt like I watched a mini movie instead of an episode. It was amazing.
Right.
So
even my wife, who don't give a shit about Star Wars, was hollering over this episode. She's been watching it with me, but. Yeah.
So I think it's okay. Every show is going to be criticized. Everybody criticizes fucking everything.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lord Vader?
I love it. But every episode I do in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, what's the end game with Baby Yoda? You know what I mean? But it doesn't bother me. I enjoy, him surviving. It's an obstacle every week that he's got. He's alone. He's thinking about this child's well-being. And he's like, you can tell, what am I going to do with this guy? So it's like step by step. I think it's fine. I don't have any problems with it.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I'm just digging it. I'm of the mind right now of I'm happy. Let's put the ticker back on. I'm happy.
It's like fucking They Live in here. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Obey.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that we're getting all this cool Star Wars shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So besides the Mandalorian, we got the Crisis on Infinite Earths. The first 3 episodes. The only thing that's pissed me off is that I gotta wait a month for the finale of this bullshit. Like, why the fuck do I gotta wait until January to find out?
Rest out while you guys talk about this.
Baz, what do you think?
I liked it. You?
Loved it. Absolutely friggin' loved it. The first episode, of course, had to be Supergirl. There was a couple of.
Well, hold on. We're doing spoilers, right?
Yeah, of course. Look, if you guys haven't seen the Crisis and don't care, then hang out. Otherwise, we're talking spoilers on Crisis right now. Go ahead.
Okay, were you surprised at the ending that they took him out so quickly in the first episode? We're talking about Oliver Queen, otherwise known as Green Arrow.
Otherwise known as the bum bum bum. Big spoilers, guys. Turn the shit off if you don't want to hear this, or at least mute it. The Spectre.
Yeah, they made him. All right, that's in episode 3, dude. You're jumping ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. So, all right, episode 1. I thought it was my least favorite out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Them taking
the cameos. Let's start with the cameos.
Or lead the way, man. Come on. You lead
all right,
way.
we got Batman. We got Batman 89 on Earth 89. You get a shot of Knox, the reporter.
Knox finally got his grant, huh?
Yeah. Then you got Holy Crimson Skies of Death. Robin from
that was cool.
Earth 66. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Very cool.
So he was Robin. We were worried about him being on the show and not playing Robin.
Yeah, it was Robin with Ace the Bat Hound.
Oh, somebody said that it wasn't Ace the Bat Hound. That was just a a promotion for the actor's rescue. He has a dog rescue.
Right,
remember
I
him?
know that, which is fine, but the Ace the Bat Hound is a German Shepherd, right? And no,
Yeah, so it probably was Ace. Yeah, okay.
It's like, that universe is Ace, so whatever. Like, look, Robin or Batman walking a dog, it's Ace the Bat Hound. I don't give a fuck if it's a Chihuahua. Right?
Yeah, so we had those cameos.
That was a real cameo. Laura, I looked at Laura and went, I'm more excited to see Ace the Bat Hound, right?
Shit. So they were so Earth 38. That's Supergirl's Earth, right?
Yeah.
They were the Monitor and that the group of heroes were supposed to protect the quantum tower,
right?
Which is in the comic books and all the crises,
right?
And they actually they had to fall back. Remember, they were getting attacked by shadow demons.
Yes,
the Anti-Monitors, shadow demons. They were getting overwhelmed, and they went. All the other heroes went to fall back except Oliver. Oliver stayed behind. He ran out of arrows, and he fought the shadow demons until he couldn't anymore with his bare hands, and he succumbed to his injuries. But his sacrifice saved some sort of number, maybe millions of lives.
Yeah, billion people extra.
Was it 1 billion people were able? Because how were they leaving the Earth? They were evacuating somewhere.
Martian Man called in all of the other alien species on Earth that were already living here and got everybody to go on their evacuate to their ships and shit, their alien warships, and kind of like just go out into space and shit.
Right.
But they were fucking dead anyway, because once that red mist kind of rides over a universe, it just eliminates it.
Right.
Fucking Earth. So it's like kind of all for nothing, really.
So so Supergirl lost to Earth, and Oliver died at the end of episode 1. So episode 2, we find out that from the Monitor that there's 7 heroes. They're called Paragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be key in the fight against the Monitor. So then the Monitor sends out the heroes to find these 7 Paragons.
And what did you think of the Paragons that they picked? At first, I was kind of a little like, all right, I guess they're just going with the people that they already got on the fucking ship. Being Supergirl and fucking Batgirl and all that bullshit. But I like that they made Christopher Reeve Superman one of the fucking Paragons. That was awesome.
What did you think of that fight between
Superman? It's great, dude. And put a bookend on that. Obviously, the Christopher Reeve Superman does turn into so he lives in the Kingdom Come universe then, like on that.
It's his. You know what? He referenced Superman 3. Okay, so they're saying that this is the continuation of the Superman Returns universe.
Yes.
Okay, but the Superman Returns universe starts from after 2.
Yes.
So 3 supposedly never happened in the Superman Returns universe. So this is its own thing then, basically, because he goes when he fought the Supergirl Superman, he goes, "Oh, that's not the first time I went nuts and had to fight myself." Yeah. So that's a reference to the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want it to be its own thing anyway. So it's kind of like a Superman Returns influenced Kingdom Come mishmash.
Right.
Well, just curious, is Linda Carter in that universe too, or no?
She's actually been on the show. She played the president of the United States on Supergirl.
She's in the crossover though. Linda Carter.
I don't know. I don't know about that. We still don't know if she's.
Oh, so she hadn't shown up. Okay.
Yeah. So there's what 2.
She was gonna be one of the Paragons. I was like, yo, are they really gonna fucking show old school Wonder Woman? Maybe like update her outfit a little bit so she doesn't have to have like old lady. She's still fucking fit as hell, but she's only in her 60s, so. Give her like maybe a make her wear the cape to cover her shoulders maybe or something. Or
I hope so. I hope she shows up.
But
everyone's loving the Brandon Routh Superman. I've seen nothing but fans and critics praising him. So hopefully he gets to do more.
Laura was like, yo, you're really enjoying this whole the Superman thing. And I was like, well, that's the closest thing you're going to get to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
That way he fucking channeled Christopher Reeve in that movie and did fine.
Yeah, he did.
Now people are pissed off about the Batman, Kevin Conroy Batman.
Well, because he was bad.
Yeah, he turned out to be a corrupted version of Batman. I didn't really care. I thought it was interesting.
It was fine. It was a nice little twist on him being a different. He was probably like, yo, give me something new to do. But give me something new. You know, so he went from being like Batman going crazy and killing all the heroes and all the villains and, you know, going straight fucking Hitler utopia kind of, you know.
Yeah, it's the multiverse. You're going to have different versions of these guys.
That's probably from y'all ever read Tower of Babel when he takes out the Justice League?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably what that's from. Yeah.
So,
Flash had the best cameo, Batman worst cameo. The Flash thing with him being on the fucking treadmill was
hold
awesome.
on, that's episode 3, man. You're jumping ahead. Jesus Christ. So, for me, the best scene was the Smallville scene where Lex takes the Book of Eternity and he heads off to destroy all the Supermen he can because he's obsessed with fucking Superman. So he goes back to the Smallville universe and he meets up with what's his name who plays Superman? Tom
Welling.
Tom Welling, yeah. And I thought it was a nice scene. It actually made me think of whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
It's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that because in my mind, I always thought that the Christopher Reeve Superman ending should have been whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Like that should have been where the story went, kind of in my own head, because you know that's like the apple pie Superman, the Christopher Reeve Superman. But they basically use that for the Tom Welling, which was fine too, because it's basically the story of whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, you know.
Which is basically the Superman ends up giving up his powers and has kids and has a normal family life with Lois. So he has his happy ending. Danny Lee writes, you guys like this actor as Lex? Yes, I do.
I like him too. I like him a lot better than the guy from Batman vs. Superman, that's for sure. At least I recognize this Lex Luthor when I watch him. I'm like, oh, he's acting like Lex Luthor. And, you know, it's still, I mean, I guess I didn't see Ducky seeing him in that role, you know? So I thought it was fine.
Who is it, the guy from Smallville or no?
Nah, it was the new in the Supergirl TV show. So on Earth 38 or whatever the fuck it is, Lex Luthor is played by John Cryer, the guy who played Ducky in 16 Candles and
I got you.
Man 4 as Lex Luthor's nephew. It's like a real goofball. He's in 2.5 Men.
Yeah,
I never think playing Lex Luthor, and then you see him, and it's like, oh, I actually like his sister. I think she's fucking hot. Lex Luthor's sister, Baz.
Oh yeah, Lena.
Yeah, she's fucking hot as hell, I think. And I liked her personality when I saw that, because I've never really seen her on the show, so I don't watch it. But when I saw that interaction between her and Supergirl's sister, I was like, okay, she's not only hot, but I like her coldness, kind of. Like I was digging.
And in Supergirl, Lex wears the fucking power suit, man.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I was like, yo, let me find out this dude was wearing a power suit in an episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta now go. I don't want to go back and watch that show. It's like they're giving me.
Just watch clips, bro. That's what I do. I go on YouTube.
Yeah, I can't.
Just watch fucking clips of like the cool fight scenes and shit.
So.
And you bypass all the CW drama, you know.
Yeah. So
there was one scene I was watching Arrow. Listen, I love Arrow, and Arrow's been great, but there was one scene where it was Diggle and Oliver, and Oliver goes to Diggle. He looks at him. He goes, "You've always been my rock." And they're looking at each other, and I go, "Now hug." And I was joking. And they fucking hugged after I said that. And I was like, I was just kidding, guys. No.
That's awesome.
I've met both those guys. They're fucking humongous. Those dudes. They're legit.
Oh, Diggle and Oliver.
Diggle and fucking Oliver. They're fucking they're athletes, bro.
That's awesome.
So, but so that was kind of weird. Bromance. Yeah.
Episode 3.
The cameos, man, right off the bat. I love the Huntress, bro, from the friggin' Birds of Prey series from back in the day. I think it was 2003 or something.
Yeah.
But it lasted one season, but it was a pretty decent show for its time. It took a little, influence from the Matrix and shit, wearing all black and all that crap. But she showed up and she was talking to friggin' Barbara on their headset or whatever, and she saw the red skies. It was quick, but it was a nice little. What are you laughing about?
Rob, just a friend. Now stick your tongue in his mouth.
Danny Lee says, "Yeah, she looked like she didn't age. Yeah, she looked great." So That was nice seeing her. But my favorite cameo in that episode is fucking Lucifer, man.
Wow,
Lucifer showed up.
But that show sucks, man. That's so not all Lucifer, man.
I know, but
Lucifer.
he's good for what it is. Okay, he's a good actor.
I was like, oh, she's actually playing the role pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But like it reminded me of the guy from the comic. But then I was like, all right, I guess to pop in and pop out like that was cool. It's cool to see him and
Constantine together
back and forth. That was pretty good. And then on the fucking treadmill, man.
Oh man, come on. That was the best scene. I mean,
oh my god, yo, they did Vader. They did the scene.
There you go.
Flash run.
Flash on the treadmill.
Flash on the treadmill.
They had in this crisis. They had they have to destroy the machine in the comic where he runs around the machine.
Right.
The machine. Okay, in this they had a treadmill going and it was causing the machine to work, like to power the machine.
Right.
And they were like, there was a red blur on the treadmill, and when they walked into the room and they were like, well, who the hell is this? And Barry goes, hold on, and he vibrates himself and he sees the Flash from the 90s TV show.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
And he's like running and he looks over at him and he's like, holy shit, it's the Flash from whatever Earth. And they wind up finding a way to get him off the treadmill. And he's like, look, I got to get back on it. It's the only way. Otherwise, everything's going to be destroyed. And they contrive some bullshit where he has to get back on the treadmill. And Oliver's like, no, this is my not Oliver.
Barry from Arrowverse.
Yeah, he's like,
Barry.
this is my chance to kind of like save everybody. And at the last second, Flash from the old TV show touches his chest. And he's like, I've been around a lot longer than you, kid. And you'll learn a few tricks along the way. And he goes, I'm actually sucking your speed force out. And he drains his powers out of him. So he basically gets his speed force out of him, absorbs it, jumps back on the treadmill, and then runs. And they show you a flashback. It like flashes into his mind of an episode from back in the day of him talking to a girl scientist. And she's like telling him like how she feels about him and how he's a hero or some shit. And then he like grits his teeth and fucking takes off and he evaporates like the Thanos snap kind of happened.
What a great freaking send off, man!
It dissipates and the machine blows up. It's
That's
fucking
crazy.
Cool, so
and when he does it, he goes, what you call it? They said the Flash has to die. They didn't say which Flash.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! I was like, I did not see this.
I love him in that role of original Flash, man, of Jay Garrick. I think he was like born to play that role of Flash even more than he was the Flash that he originally played. That he fit that role perfect. He has the same. He like looks like when Jeff Johns was writing the comics. He looks like the way his face looks like that now. Like the actor and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Flash on the treadmill was pretty awesome. And then the end, the little Luthor at the end thing, when they zap to the vanishing point, where like the
monitor like just he monitor wins, he destroys all the Earths. So before they were they disappeared. The 7 Paragons somehow who transported them? I forgot which character. Pariah, right?
Yeah.
Pariah transported them to what's called the vanishing point, which is a place outside of space and time. And then something starts happening to Superman.
So the Christian Brandon Routh, who has the Kingdom Come suit on. It's something and him and like he starts to like
appears and Luthor appears in his place. So now Luthor is a paragon.
And like, how the hell did you get here? And he goes, I've rewritten the Book of Destiny. And he opens the Book of Destiny. It says Luthor was here in like black magic marker.
He's using magic marker. He's such a fucking asshole. He's using magic marker.
So has the crime syndicate showed up yet or no? Or just
no, I don't think they're gonna do that.
They're gonna do the crime syndicate. Okay.
They'll probably do their own version of whatever, they'll probably just stick to them fighting the Anti-Monitor.
They were actually the first casualties in Crisis of Infinite Earths #1, the crime syndicate. That was the first Earth to go.
Wow.
In this, it was Earth 2 was the first Earth to go.
So, you know what I'm looking for? I'm hoping we get to see Jon Stewart as Green Lantern.
Oh God.
Okay, because that was hinted at when the 90s Flash first showed up and saw Diggle and goes, John, what are you doing without your ring? Remember? Yeah. So on the old Flash's Earth, John is Green
John
Lantern.
Diggle is the Green Lantern. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that happens. I'm hoping for Linda Carter to show up as Wonder Woman.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind Helen Slater, who's been on the show before, as Supergirl.
One thing I was hoping they weren't going to do when Superman started to like get the pain in his stomach and disappear, and Kara went behind him. I hope they don't reverse the roles where they have her standing up and crying over his dying body.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those shows are so heavy fisted with down with men, up with women that it's like I've had that's why I don't fucking pay attention to them now.
They did ask the actor who plays Hawk on the Titans show on CW. They asked him to come back to reprise Aquaman because he was Aquaman on Smallville. He played Aquaman on Smallville. I was, because like the only criticism I have of this show is that it's a little bit too Superman Batman heavy in the different characters, from different Earths.
Right.
I would have liked to have seen maybe Smallville Green Arrow.
Right.
Arrow got its own show because of the popularity of Green Arrow on Smallville.
Right.
So I would like to see that character.
That's the guy on This Is Us. It's a TV show called This Is Us. Like he plays like he's in like a drama show now.
Right. So I would have liked to see Aquaman, but I think there might have been like a scheduling conflict with that guy. Right. But it's a little too Superman Batman heavy, which DC is getting away from.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. I look, man. Again, I'm just happy we're getting like. It seems like these shows only really truly shine nowadays with these crossovers, and the crossovers are almost always awesome to watch.
The Earth X was the best one.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed. Last year's I didn't really care for that much. I thought it was okay. This year's better.
It seemed like a prelude to this.
Yeah. All right, enough CW talk. Star Wars comes out this week, gentlemen. What are we hoping for? Lord Vader does a podcast usually once a week. He wasn't on last week. Were you on this past week?
No, I had to work last week, so I couldn't do it.
The week before, you've been on pretty much every episode.
Yeah, every episode besides last week.
It's called the Sith Cast, right?
Right.
Paradox Nerd and Lord Vader here, and I don't know who the other guys. I know
it's Matt from Rogue 1/6. They talk about 1/6 scale Star Wars pieces. Hot toys and stuff. And our boy Taylor, he comes on with us every now and then when we got room for him.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys do a podcast, Star Wars podcast, basically.
Right.
And I listen to it. That's my Monday morning and afternoon ride home from work.
Oh, that's cool.
So I know that you're kind of going into this lukewarm. I
am. I don't want to get too high but I gotta admit, I know you haven't seen this last trailer. But this last trailer got a rise out of me. I gotta admit, and
got a rise.
Got a rise. Yeah.
Are you lukewarm?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay lukewarm, but this last trailer, I was like, okay, this looks a little promising. You know what I mean? So, did you want to tell you what happened, or you want to see it, or you just don't want to know?
I didn't watch it, but I do know that. Like the Emperor has like a voiceover that says, "I was always the voice in your every voice in your head."
Yeah.
So he's talking to Kylo Ren,
but he's talking to him in Snoke's voice, and then when he says "in your head," it's Vader's voice. So like he was actually remember when Kylo was speaking to the Vader mask, it was the Emperor that was speaking to him. You know what I mean, and kind of like motivating his. And then actually now it makes me think because in the novelization of The Force Awakens, they said that Rey was getting a voice when Kylo was on the ground and kept saying, kill him. So that might have been the Emperor also. Most likely it was.
I remember that. Yeah.
So Darth Vader's helmet was actually speaking to him, and it was the Emperor.
It was the Emperor, yeah.
Yeah. Now, at what point, now Snoke, was Snoke just like a agent of the Emperor, or was Snoke the Emperor?
I think he was a clone. It's most likely when that he was like a puppet that he used to, because I'm guessing the Emperor wasn't probably physically able at the point. Maybe, that's the main thing I wonder. How is this dude still alive, or how did he come back? That's the main thing I'm waiting to see.
I heard they're not going to answer that.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that they're not going to answer that in the film.
That sucks. But, I Give us something, man. You know?
That's what The Last Jedi was, a big nothing burger. Same shit. So
yeah, I ain't gonna get into it, but
yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, I am that got me. And plus, again, the fact, I told you before we got on, the fact that this is the last one, and I'm 44 now. When 4 years old, my mother took me to see Empire, so I'm taking her to see this. So that's gonna be kind of special. You know what I mean? We go see the last Star Wars movie 40 years later. So
you got tickets?
Yeah, I'm going Saturday morning, like early, like 9 o'clock in the morning. So yeah.
I know that PJ on his I did a podcast with him and Nick earlier in the week, and he had mentioned reading the leaks online. I know Baz is notorious for reading leaks. Did you read any of the leaks?
Oh my! I know the whole fucking movie.
I didn't want to watch that trailer because, like I said, I'm trying to stay medium, and then people kept posting in the group, and they're like, "Dude, you got to see this." I'm like, "What the hell are they talking about?" And I was like, man, I ain't watching that shit. And then eventually I was like, man, let me see what they talking about. And then when that came on, I was like, oh, man. Because it was like people notoriously who don't like The Last Jedi, and they were like, man, this looks sick. I was like, yeah, I got to check. I got to see what they talking about. You know what I mean? So
now, Baz, I know you know everything about the movie. I don't want to hear anything, and I know you don't care about things like that. So you've pretty much already made up your mind then whether or not you like the movie. The story and where it's went and everything else.
No, now I have to see it played out. I have to see the execution. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's from what I've read, it's okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Okay. Yeah. I heard it's a safe kind of like medium. You get
answers that you get the answers you wanted from The Last Jedi.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, I know some people are worried about this movie being like a checkbox, like we're just going to check boxes off for 2 hours, and that to me, I'm hoping that that's not the case.
Okay, so recently I watched The Force Awakens, and I was surprised how much I liked it on the rewatch. Okay, it's a good movie. The Last Jedi, I tried watching that, I couldn't do it. I stopped it. It's just, yeah. But listen, the Force Awakens was a great setup. I think J.J. Abrams is a superior filmmaker to Rian Johnson. So I'm hopeful after that experience.
Right.
There were some really good performances in the Force Awakens. Like
I see that. I've seen a lot of people post things like, "Oh, it has some of the worst acting I've ever seen," and I'm like, "Did you guys even watch the fucking prequels? Or not even just like the worst? Why does everything have to be the worst thing you've ever seen all the time, or the best you've ever seen?"
Han Solo's death scene was fucking intense, and Kylo Ren had that mystique throughout that movie. He was kind of fucking scary.
Right.
I mean, until like he gets beaten at the end, and the Force Awakens happens. But
the Force Awakens.
Something I wanted to ask you this because I saw this interview with Mark Hamill, and he said when he was reading the script. Now at the ending fight of the Force Awakens, when Kylo is like reaching for the lightsaber, right, with the Force,
mm-hmm.
and then it gets whisked away, and then you see it land in Rey's hand. Right. I'm not Luke. Well, Mark Hamill is Luke. When Mark was reading the script, he said that he thought that it was going to fly into Luke's hand, into his hand,
right.
And that's where he enters in the movie.
Right.
Now, do you think that would have been a better ending to that movie?
I think
to have Luke show up there.
I'm going to let Vader answer that first, and then I'll give my answer.
I think that would have been like, okay, considering what we got, with him tossing the lightsaber away and everything, I think that would have been better than what we got. Like if she would have went and he would have, genuinely been happy to see this saber and everything, I think that would have been better. But I think considering what actually happened, I think that would have been a better scenario. But then the thing is, you kind of got to save him for the next movie. Since he wasn't in the whole, Force Awakens. So I guess maybe it might not have been.
The problem I have with that is it would have been Yoda pulling his lightsaber out and being Sonic the Hedgehog all over again. Everyone cheers and goes nuts because Luke is there, but then you sit back and go, but there was not one hint throughout the rest of the movie that even hinted Luke was on his way. Why would it appear out of nowhere?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
have to come to save. Like it would have been cool if Luke came to save their asses had they set it up a little bit. Like
well, they were looking for him the whole fucking movie.
Well, yeah,
everyone was looking for him in The Force Awakens. Snoke is looking for him, and the Rebels. It was a race to find Luke in the Force Awakens. Basically,
it would have made more. You know what would have been cool for a pop? Maybe is that the scene plays out exactly the same, except the fucking lightsaber is flipping, and Luke is standing there as a Force ghost, and it goes through him, and Rey catches it, and he's like, "Come find me," and he disappears. Or something.
Okay, that's cool.
Like Obi-Wan.
That's cool.
Like an Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I'm watching you, but I'm here, but I'm not there, type thing. And then you would have got, I know a lot of people bitched about the whole Force Ghost at the end of the last movie. You would have had that opportunity in the first movie to do that, like that switcheroo Force Ghosty type thing. Or
See, I think that would have solved the problem, because I think by Rey defeating Kylo Ren in the first film, kind of like like she beat the bad guy.
That's the problem I had with
Luke. Yeah, it's like Luke beating Darth Vader in A New Hope right off the bat.
So it's like,
you know what I mean? It's like, so now it's like, where's the challenge?
Right, exactly. That's the whole problem I've been having with it the whole time.
He did have a giant hole in his stomach. I don't know.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. I'm making the point that she defeated him. Period.
Right. Okay.
She won.
She had no training, no nothing.
I'll put it to you this way.
She beat the main guy in the first film. So now what is there to do in the next film?
Exactly.
She already beat him.
Exactly.
So now it's like, okay, and then we kill Snoke. So what is there left to do? And that's the big problem with, like, just say normal people just want to see this movie.
I'm convinced that Palpatine wasn't part of the original plan. I think they just pulled him out due to this Last Jedi fallout. And it's okay. Let's get the OG back in here, and then everybody's gonna go crazy. I think.
I'll tell you what, though. I heard you say that on the podcast. Yeah. I'm totally on board with it. I agree 100%. But having him be in the story, and a lot of people are pissed because they say it invalidates what Vader did.
No, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either.
Yeah.
And it just having him involved answers a lot of questions. It answers the question, why the fuck is I don't know what her story is yet, but it answers, why is he talking to him? How easily did he turn? Obviously, if he was talking to him and Luke was standing over him with the lightsaber ready to he had that slip in judgment, he's probably fucking Palpatine's probably in his head giving him nightmares and shit and talking to him in his fucking sleep.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not against it. I just don't think he was part of the original.
No, I know. I don't.
Yeah.
Either, but having him in though does kind of excuse a lot of stuff that I think people had a problem with in the movies.
Yeah,
it does answer a lot of questions just having him around, saying, "Oh, well, it was always him," because obviously he was the most powerful and was able to do all that crazy shit originally. So I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm just happy that we're getting another fucking Star Wars film. I hope that the movie does good numbers. So. I hear a lot of people going, "Oh, it's gonna fail. Fuck it, let it die." And I'm like, why would you want something so beloved that you already still kind of like to just die off and go away and never be made again? To me, that just sounds stupid. Like, I didn't like the prequels, but I didn't want to never see Star Wars again.
Right.
Like, I didn't just because I didn't like this doesn't mean.
Yeah, but you want Star Wars done right. You don't want it done like The Last Jedi. That's like with Ghostbusters. Do you want more of the female feminist Ghostbusters?
No, I agree with that totally.
So you have to
different. I'm coming at it from a different perspective. I'm coming at it from a guy who did not like the prequels but likes the new movies. So I'm like glad that we got these new movies so I could not have to be bothered with the prequels again. I tried sitting down last night and today. They've been having the Star Wars marathon. And last night, me and Laura were like, "What are we going to watch?" I put on the TV and Attack of the Clones is on. And it's the scene where Obi-Wan first gets to Kamino. And I was like, I want to turn this off. This is fucking boring and it looks like a cartoon. I feel like I'm watching a reverse Roger Rabbit. Like in Roger Rabbit, the one cartoon was with the humans. I feel like there was just Obi-Wan surrounded by cartoon characters. And I was like, I got it. This is boring.
All right, the pacing is off in that movie, but that Jango Fett fight with Obi-Wan is tough.
All right, well, then you got me there. Yeah. Anytime someone mentions the Attack of the Clones, all they have to do is mention the scene from when Obi-Wan starts fighting him up until those bombs were going off in space. And it's great.
Even, you couldn't even deal with Revenge of the Sith?
Well, I couldn't deal with Revenge of the Sith either, man. I didn't like it.
Oh man,
I did not like it.
I love that movie,
I
man.
know a lot of people like that movie.
I love that movie.
It's my third least favorite Star Wars movie. It goes in reverse order. It's probably my least favorite it's really like a 1A and a 1B for Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace at the tail end, because there are things that I liked about the Phantom Menace that I like better than everything in Attack of the Clones. But there are things in the Phantom Menace that I hate so bad that I'd rather deal with the shit in Attack of the Clones. So it's kind of like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. I like Revenge of the Sith better than both of them. I don't like the movie though. To me, I just don't like the execution of the movie. I don't like the way George Lucas directs.
Yeah, I would have did some things differently. Like I would have liked to seen more of him inside the temple. You know what I mean? Besides
too fast. I didn't care at the end when I know that, like PJ, for instance, his favorite lightsaber battle of all time is between Anakin and Obi-Wan. And that's one of my least favorite because I don't care at that moment. I'm watching it going, I don't care about anything between these two guys. It's not believable. I don't believe they even liked each other ever. From the minute Obi-Wan, the first time Obi-Wan shook hands with, and I loved him as Obi-Wan. The minute he shakes his hand, Obi-Wan Kenobi, meet Anakin Skywalker, he looks at him like, yeah, hi, you little shit. like they don't like each other, so I don't give a fuck about their story. Which is the reason why I don't like the lightsaber battle, even though, and plus it looks like the whirling dervish with glow sticks. But besides that,
so what are your favorite lightsaber battles?
Probably my absolute favorite is Episode 5, the first battle between Luke and Vader. I think that there was a lot of talk, there was a lot of banter in that lightsaber battle that I liked. The lightsaber battle took place in stages. I like the older and newer lightsaber battles more because to me they come across more like samurai battles and not flashiness. So it's not about what I can do. It's about I better not make the wrong move or it's my ass. So they felt more strategic and they felt like they were holding back in their strikes, kind of. So I like the first, and plus it's the whole Luke, I am your father. You know, Darth Vader's kind of toying with him originally, and I like the cinematography and look of it. My favorite.
Yeah, it's like wrestling, right? Like there's a story being told.
It's man, it's like exactly. They're like I tell Grayson whenever we watch wrestling, I tell him I tell Grayson when we're watching wrestling, what story are they telling in the match right now? Like the guy's like Bret Hart is working on the guy's leg. He puts him in the figure 4 around the ring post because he's setting him up for the sharpshooter. So there's like a setup to a payoff and a story that the wrestlers are trying to tell, whether it be one guy trying to overcome something or whatever. And hold on, you know what superhero fight reminds me of that exactly, and is like the Empire lightsaber fight. Bane versus Batman in Rises. Yep, that's why I love that too. And my favorite shot, I think, in all of Star Wars, like just single screen grab, is Vader standing at the top of those steps and standing up and putting his hands in like that semi Superman like stance, like he's like the son climbs the hill to face the father, kind of. You know, that's like my single.
Wait, isn't that the one where he goes, Obi-Wan has taught you well?
Yeah.
You are not a Jedi yet. And then the saber comes out.
Come on, Lord Vader, that's your line.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite one, it was in that movie, was impressive. Most impressive, dude. And it was funny because my mother never knew where. She's like, nah, I know where you got that damn line from. I was like, you should have known.
There you go.
Yeah,
what?
That's my favorite. If I was on death row and you got one more movie, it'd be The Empire Strikes Back. Easy, I ain't even got to think about it. You know what I mean? So, but the Revenge of the Sith, Yoda and Palpatine. I remember I was doing like this as they were talking their shit before the actual dude. That was like I would have waited an eternity to see that shit. You know what I mean? Oh my god!
You know what? It was two lightsabers battles going on, right? It was Yoda and Palpatine and fucking Obi-Wan and
simultaneous. I love how they did it. I love how they did it. You know,
that was cool.
I think that's I said this on PJ's show last week, or on Wednesday rather, that had George Lucas just written those movies, handed them off the way he did with the other trilogy.
I agree.
Those movies would have been probably fantastic.
Yeah,
like fantastic because I think that what those movies needed was, okay, too much time talking politics, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of the 3 battles going on at once is great. That's like a whole George Lucas thing, right? Like, this is happening here, this is happening here, and we're going and flashing to these different battles. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's exciting. But the reason why I think Empire and Jedi were so good is because you had guys that knew how to direct actors directing, and you had George Lucas as the best idea man, as like the foundation of it. He laid the cement and then said, "Now build my house," kind of.
He was the general manager and let somebody else coach the game.
Yeah,
I mean, so yeah, he picked the talent. They yeah, you're right.
Go execute.
Yeah, exactly.
And I heard this. I don't know if I heard it on your podcast with PJ on the Sithcast, where it was. I heard it somewhere recently, where it was almost like you're watching the actors in the original trilogy, and George, you could almost see Hayden Christensen going, "Did you like the way? How did that go? Oh, it was good. It was the first take. Oh, it's great. Good. Go ahead. Next scene." And it's like really, like you didn't want to coach him, like, "Hey, how about you try it this way, or try it with this in mind, or something." So I don't know. I don't like him as a director, but I love him as an idea.
He's an idea guy and a technical, tech guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Not so much as good with actors.
In Star Wars, well, they're all going to say it's Jar Jar Binks, and Baz is going to say Rose Tico.
Oh yeah, Rose Tico and even Holdo. Those two are neck and neck.
Holdo has the neck, right?
Yeah.
So all right. So my favorite battles are The Empire Strikes Back. Probably next, I'm gonna say, probably Duel of the Fates. And that's where the prequels kind of there are moments in the prequels that bring me in, and I think that Duel of the Fates was flashy, but it wasn't super flashy. I didn't feel like I was watching the lightsaber battle on Fast Forward, where it was just da 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 da. Like the way they were attacking him, the music, that song became like one of it. Goes to show you how important John Williams is to the Star Wars saga, right? Like, and how great that track instantly went up there with like the Imperial March, as far as like iconic Star Wars soundtrack music goes. I know a lot of people crap on the Obi-Wan and Vader fight in Episode 4, but I really liked it because it reminded me of the old guard. It made sense the way they were fighting. I know everyone goes nuts over this new thing, this fan cut shit that we all watched, where like it's the recut fight of Vader and Obi-Wan and each other through walls.
That was it.
See, I can't stand that shit.
That was bellissimo, bro. I'm telling you. Especially that part when they're going down the hallway and Vader's like backslapping them and shit. And then the one part I do wish in Rogue One, remember when he takes the guy and like slams against the wall? In that remake, the way Obi-Wan hit that wall with like that force, that's the way that guy should have hit that wall. And because it's Vader, man, like, boom, and he just kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? So yeah, he needed some impact, Jack. You know what I mean? But I liked it. I did like that recut. But the first saber fight, it is what it is. It ain't a deal breaker for me. Rodney don't feel the same way, but
he hates it, right?
He hates it, bro. He hates it. I think that movie ruined the whole original trilogy for him. Because that's all he talks about. Episode 4 is trash. All this other shit. So I'm like,
what? Episode 4 is trash?
He hates it. He hates it.
He
loves Last Jedi, but he hates that shit.
That's crazy.
He loves The Last Jedi?
He loves The Last Jedi. He's told me Kylo Ren's better than
Where do they come
and
from?
all this other kind of shit.
I'll tell you what. Here's where I'm at.
Fuck this. No, I can't.
It's not me, bro. Believe me, I would never say
I'm gone.
I feel you.
Kylo Ren at this point, he's the clown, isn't he? Fuck good guy. At this, up until the Vader fight at the end, up until my favorite lightsaber fight, I liked Kylo Ren at the same point. In the same point of both movies, I like Kylo Ren more interesting character because Vader was just a badass pit boss in the first movie. He didn't really do much. He just did a lot of cool shit, but you didn't know anything about him. He just looked cool. And the second movie, it was kind of Vader's movie. You got to know him a little bit more. But then once he was introduced as Luke's father, and there was that whole struggle going on, it kind of enhanced the rest of his shit. You know, like the rest of the movie kind of was brought up to another level. Then I think that Kylo Ren makes for a. He's drinking.
I feel you, bro. Drink one for me.
I'm waiting for you to go. Listen, Rob, I don't want to insult you on your own fucking show, but you need to shut the fuck up. I don't look at Kylo Ren as a petulant, little whiny, bitch ass emo kid the way a lot of other people do. I think that
it is what it is, bro. I mean,
I know, but I know in my life, I'm trying to relate that to people I've known.
And he reminds me a lot of somebody I used to know.
He reminds me a lot of people I know.
He reminds me a lot of somebody I used to know.
So I know a lot of people that go, I feel as though a lot of people that say Kylo Ren is a bitch, present company excluded, or he's whack, like completely whack, is I think that those people, like that want to be badass in real life, are really more like Kylo Ren than they are Darth Vader.
Right.
Like Darth Vader, there's like one Darth Vader, and you know a lot of Kylo Rens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Rob, all right. Hold on. But this is fantasy, Rob. I was waiting to get you with this. And Darth Vader is the archetype. And, fans are comparing Kylo Ren to his idol, Darth Vader. Darth Vader is the cool badass that, if we were bad guys, we would want to be him as opposed to Kylo Ren.
Oh, no.
But I do like the conflict of Kylo Ren. I do wish I wish I would see more of the light side of him that he's struggling with so much.
Right.
We don't really see that. We see him murdering his father. We see him about to kill. He held back from killing his mother.
And he's struggling with that. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the one time he struggled. But then, somebody else blew her up and he was like, okay, I'll go get a cappuccino, whatever shit. They did it for me. I don't see this light side. I want to see it. I like his acting. I love his fucking design.
His acting's great. I have no problem with that. I love him as an actor.
The lightsaber is fucking awesome. It's impractical. You would fucking, one wrong swing, you take your fucking fingers off.
Well, I like that.
It looks cool.
I like his lightsaber fighting style because to me it reminds me of the way a guy would fight with a claymore. Because he has it. It almost his swings feel like they're like he is chopping through the trees because he's like really fucking swinging like a knight. And
when he held that laser in suspension, that was fucking impressive. That was cool.
Yeah, totally.
He was a badass in the first film. He was kicking ass in the first film. He was formidable. When he yells at the Finn, he goes traitor. I mean, that was fucking intense, man.
Yeah.
I just think after he gets defeated at the end, and then the next movie,
Yes, with me. Yeah, that ruined it for me. But to me, the villain, you're supposed to rise to his level, and he's everything. He's flying off the handle, and he's destroying consoles, and Snoke cusses him out. He smashes his helmet. He gets they'll prepare my ship. I'm gonna go prove I'm a badass. You know what I mean?
Emo stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, Vader was just so smooth. You know what I mean?
Control, yeah.
He didn't get upset. He didn't raise his voice. This guy's arguing with Hux all the time. When the last time you saw Vader, besides talking, they had discussions. You didn't see any officers argue with Vader. You fuck up, you die. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like.
That's it.
Yeah. So, but I will say this. In the second one, I did appreciate Kylo more, at once I kind of like that hunch he walked with at the end, you know what I mean? I thought that was cool, and how he just flicked his cape off and everything. That's okay, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Because it took me a while for Dooku to grow on me too. I thought he was kind of hammy at first, but Dooku's cool, after a while. I think after watching the Clone Wars, that's okay, this guy's, so Kylo's kind of grown on me a little bit. But
there's a fan film that was made.
I saw that
of Darth Vader. Oh, you saw it?
Which I thought you was talking about Kylo because they made one.
Yeah, it was Kylo versus Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, I turned that shit off. Because you know what was fucked up was Vader would never do that. Like he wouldn't talk after Obi-Wan fucked him up. You never seen him talking his shit. When you ever seen Vader talk, it'd be that's okay. Yeah, I got you. You're done. You know what I mean? So
he walks away. Yeah.
I was like, this ain't realistic. You know what I mean? So, and then if you think about it, you think about all the duels Vader's been in over his whole tenure. You know what I mean? And you think about Kylo can't have dueled that many people because there's no Jedi left or anything.
Yeah.
So it's like dude, the skill level is like we're talking here. You know what I mean? So okay, man, whoever made this shit.
Did you play the game of Jedi Fallen Order?
I'm getting it for Christmas, but I watched the whole playthrough. You know, but I'm still.
So you saw the ending.
I saw the ending. Yeah. Dude.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Vader shows up and spoilers.
I didn't see it.
That was the way they did it was like perfect.
Yeah. It was a good showing by Vader.
Yeah.
Did you played it, Baz?
Yeah, I finished it. It's awesome.
Nice, awesome.
And 0 side missions.
Nice. I heard it's a hard game though, isn't it? Like it's I heard it's got like a pretty hard difficulty.
It's decent. I didn't play it on a hard difficulty though.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but. Yeah, no side missions. There's no characters going up to you going, "Hey, can you help me? My brother lost his ring." Then you go do the side mission. They're like, "Thank you."
Oh, there's none of that shit.
Yeah, none of that shit.
All right, thank God.
Yeah. So it's a nice
chat, Sims is in the chat. Archangel 0407. Bruna, what's up, Bruna? Good to see
Bruna.
you for coming through. I know you're a Darth Castle OG.
What's up, Bruna?
Yeah, again, we were so wrapped up in the conversation, I haven't been able to keep up with everybody going back and forth and stuff. I'm going back a little bit to see if I missed anybody, but I think we got everybody. Gentlemen, Baz, okay, I didn't get a chance to ask you back. We're not gonna close on this. I'm gonna ask you now, what is your favorite lightsaber battle? And eventually we'll do an episode where we talk about like maybe we list them or some shit. But off the top of your head, which one do you like?
Well, I'll give you my top 3 real quick. Number 1 would be Empire.
Okay.
Number two would be Luke going batshit crazy and finally defeating Darth Vader.
Jedi. Okay.
Yeah, a sister. Obi-Wan was wise to hide her from me. So that one. Basically, he went baseball bat crazy, right? on Vader.
Stop that word.
That was like a neighborhood beatdown. You know. So. Yeah, so that was big. And the third one, of course, Duel of the Fates, man. Revolutionary lightsaber battle.
Nice.
It changed things. Changed
things forever.
So those are my top 3.
Very cool. Yeah, no, you can't really you can't count Vader turning into video game Vader in Rogue One or can you even count this last movie, the Last Jedi, as a lightsaber battle? Just because there was lightsabers in it.
Not really. It wasn't a duel.
What lightsaber battles? There were none in Last Jedi.
Yeah, well, at the end when they fight the guards, when they team up.
Yeah, there's problems with that logistically.
Yeah, there was a couple of things in there. I saw a guy slow it down, and the part where the 2 guys are grabbing Kylo, and the other guy's gonna stab him. Kylo gets free, and the guy coming to stab him actually throws his weapon away, so the Kylo can It doesn't bother me that it's there. It's bothered me that they kept it in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other part was that the part where Rey was fighting the guy with that chain kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's falling, and he grabs her and helps her back up. And then,
oh shit!
Yeah, you watch it again, you'll see. And
there was that one scene where one of the guards grabs Rey, and then he has his other arm free with a knife. He could have just stabbed her, and he doesn't. It's
they just should have,
But why didn't Kylo use the Force? Why didn't you use the Force at all?
I don't know. I mean, but like I said, I thought it was, other than those 2 parts, I thought it was well done. I just think they should have cut those out or shot it again or something.
Just take a different
that's all.
Angle. That's all you have to do.
What you had to do. Yeah.
What do you think about the Luke versus Kylo fight?
I just wish that they really would have dueled, because you hit with all these you read the expanded universe, you always heard how powerful, Grandmaster Luke. Even though I get it for what the movie, he had cut himself off in Force and everything, but I thought it would have been better if Kylo. It would have made him a better villain if he would have actually rose up and beat Luke, straight to me, that would have legitimized him more. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, okay, this guy.
You know what's funny is that like, I'm glad you have a take like that because I almost feel as though that if he would have beaten Luke there, Luke would have had to have either given himself up the way Obi-Wan did,
Right?
Or
that would have been cool. That would have been.
That would have been cool. You know, I thought
it would have been okay with him just doing shit up.
Yep.
Better than him.
His story repeats itself.
You know.
Because I don't know that the whole him staring at the twin suns and stuff, there's something really poetic and nice about that, man. That was a great shot of him like, holding on and staring up at the suns like.
But if I would have had to trade it for him really doing the Obi-Wan thing, I'd have rather had the Obi-Wan thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. I like the idea of him stepping out again. I think Luke would have had to have died there. Luke couldn't have defeated him.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. You know.
I don't know. That's all I got, guys. You got anything else you want to mention?
Wonder Woman trailer.
Oh,
what do you think?
Yeah, it was all right.
There's things about it, Baz, I'm not liking.
Yeah.
I don't like Cheetah walking around in a leopard print leather jacket as her look for the movie. Dude.
Yeah, I wish they'd have rather shown her as Cheetah. I was like, "What? Ain't Cheetah in this movie?" And then
I like everything. There's some things that I'm absolutely over the moon for. Her in the Kingdom Come outfit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Nerdgasm. Yeah. I think her latching onto the lightning bolts and swinging looks really awesome, but makes no sense, and it's kind of stupid because she flies. So why would she be swinging like Spider-Man? Although it looks awesome. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to overthink that. It looks cool.
It's like
I think anything with her is she's fucking awesome as Wonder Woman.
She is.
I'm terrified of how Cheetah's going to turn out. I don't like when they cast comedic actors like that in these villain roles. I start thinking about like Jamie Foxx as Electro and that whole that whole fucking thing. But maybe we haven't seen her final transformation into the Cheetah character.
Yeah. This is all we had to do to get Julio out of the fucking cave, bro. He said, dude, why show Cheetah in the first trailer? Okay, he defends anything DC. And we're DC guys.
Good.
He beats the fucking DC drum harder than we ever could.
Well, I think the main problem is how did Steve Trevor come back? You know what I mean? I'm like, dude.
What's his name? The guy who plays the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That guy, his character is somehow granting people their wishes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
From the spoilers I read, leaks that I read. He gets his hand on some sort of mystical meteor or rock, and he's able to grant people's wishes. And once you buy into that and your wish is granted, he gets more power.
Right.
So it's something like that.
Be careful. So it's Wishmaker with fucking Wonder Woman. That's cool. Yeah. Wishmaster, rather.
So you're probably going to have like this heartbreaking moment where Steve Trevor has to go back into the ether and, Steve, no, I'm losing you again. That kind of shit, But listen, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is friggin' golden, man. So
yeah, no, I'm digging her look.
I'm hopeful.
I like the fucking.
Just like I'm hopeful for The Last Jedi.
She's like grabbing the bullet and throwing it or whatever. That was cool. So yeah, Wonder Woman trailer looks
great. Maxwell Lord, that's his name.
I thought that the Ghostbuster trailer looked great. I'm hyped for that. I think that was a complete. I think when they made that trailer, they said, "How could we make this look nothing like the 2016 movie, and least like it?" And then they went and did that. I like the idea that it's a smaller story. I'm digging it. I had this talk with Chris Rain recently, and he was like, "No, Ghostbusters is a straight up comedy, and the 2016 movie was great, and in some ways it was better than the original." And then the conversation was over.
He don't know shit. He don't. Yeah. I'm gonna hit the friggin'
again.
He don't know shit.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But so I'm digging that. The Wonder Woman trailer looks good. Not totally sold on it, but I'm going to see the movie anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. And I can't wait for Star Wars, man. I hope that it's. I mean, I like the last two movies. I like all these other movies. Like for me, when I hear people say Star Wars is dead and it's over and done and it's terrible, I'm like, look, The Mandalorian. You can hate The Last Jedi all you want, but The Mandalorian is awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to think Rogue One was great. Everyone seems to think that at the very least, Solo was a fun adventure movie. right? Loved it or liked it. So, and everyone seems to kind of like on one end, yeah, it was okay. The Force Awakens 2, hey, that was one hell of a good action adventure movie.
Right.
So everyone wants to hang Kathleen Kennedy and kill this woman, and she's really technically.
I'm not. No, just don't even bring her name up, please, because then we're gonna go there, and this fucking show is gonna be another fucking hour long, right?
So,
because you don't know the half of it with this fucking woman. So stop.
Good night, everyone. Thanks
Don't go there with
the Red Cup review. Hang in there. Go watch Star Wars. We'll catch you next week when we do spoil. Next week's show is going to be on Saturday night. Whoever's able to join us is able to join us. I put the feelers out there to Baz. Vader's obviously invited. We got Ryan and PJ. I don't think they're going to be on, though. And we're going to be talking spoilers. So make sure you see the movie before Saturday night. And if you don't, be real careful with tuning in because we are going to be talking spoilers next Saturday night on the Red Cup review. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks, everybody, for coming over from Darth Castle, too. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah, Dora, man, it's awesome. You were a great guest, bro.
Oh, thanks,
great
man.
show.
Anytime I can make it, I'll be through, yo.
Take care, everybody.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys soon.